Hey there, beautiful people. It's Dina, bringing another daily dose. Today, I'm going to get a little bit more vulnerable with you because yesterday I had a situation that really, hit my heart. And I realized how I view the world through my lens. I mean, we all view the world through our own lens, but I view it through the lens of my childhood or my past or my experiences with my self-image or weight or whatever that might be. Things that people have said to me or ways I felt about myself. So yesterday, 𝗲𝗲𝗃𝗲 and I, and she's my daughter and she has Down syndrome. I share that on this channel very openly about her and how God has used her to radically transform my life. What I thought was something that was going to be a challenge, or as I called it, a prison for the rest of my life became something that was my greatest blessing. Anyway, I get to see life through her eyes. And we were going to the gym. That was one of the things that she wanted to do. And neither one of us are thin. And so that's always one of the things that I worry about when I'm going to, especially at a gym. And we went there at a time that it was super busy. We couldn't get there all day. So we went there in the evening and it was packed. And it was packed with people that look like Barbie and Ken. And I was like, oh, we don't fit here. Now, 𝗲𝗃𝗃𝗲 didn't think anything of it. She doesn't walk into a room thinking like, oh, I don't fit. I'm overweight. She doesn't think that way. She does not have that lens. She actually thinks of herself as beautiful. She's constantly saying things that she's beautiful, she's gorgeous, she's amazing. Even when she makes me a card, and tells me what a great mom I am. Inside the card, she also tells me what a great daughter she is and how pretty and gorgeous she is. And now some of that is because we speak that way to her and we instill that in her. And so I want her to have a strong self-esteem. I don't want her to grow up looking at herself in a negative way. But what I realized yesterday when we were in there, I was trying to film her. She loves to be filmed, and, I'm trying to create content for the channel that I'm going to be creating with her called Life with 𝗲𝗃𝗃𝗲. I've been filming 𝗲𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 since she was born, and so many people have asked, where are the 𝗲𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 videos? We want some more. So we're creating a YouTube channel called Life with 𝗲𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 from her perspective of what it's like to live a life as a special needs child. Anyway, so here we are. We're on the machines, and we're on the weight machines, and I'm filming her, and all I see is like, I wonder what people are thinking because she's overweight, and here she is, not able to really do very much on the machines. And it wasn't that I was looking at her, I was looking at myself. I actually was looking at 𝗲𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃, and what I saw there was me. I saw myself there as this overweight person, this overweight kid, this overweight, kid that was judged. And I realized that I had been projecting that on 𝗲𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. She has a beautiful image of herself, and she's absolutely obsessed and in love with Jesus. And she does not view herself through anything other than the eyes of Jesus. I'm the one that views her or views myself through the lens of scrutiny and picking myself apart. And so then I had to really, honestly, I had to take that to God and ask for forgiveness for that because I should not be even looking at her that way. But I was feeling like prideful in a negative way. Like, what are people going to think? Because I always feel like when somebody sees my child, they think you did this to her. And I do understand that people with Down syndrome have some metabolism issues and thyroid issues, and that may be the issue. But I'm obviously, as a mother, you're the one that gives your kid the food. You're the one that allows them to eat the food that they eat. And, for her life, I have given in. There have been seasons where we've been really rigorous about eating healthy. Then there's times where just from the sheer exhaustion of the battle of what she will or won't eat, I give in to the quote unquote kid food and the snacks and all of that, and has contributed to her weight. And so every time I go out in public, especially to a gym, I start thinking that people are looking at us through this lens of negativity. Like, how did you get this way? How could you allow that? Instead of like, wow, I'm so proud of you that you're actually at the gym doing something good. And so that's what she was doing. We were there. We made a good choice to be there. But yet my own past trauma was filtering through what I was seeing. And it wasn't until I actually recorded the video, and then I was trying to find some music for it, and I found this motivational, little clip that goes with a reel, and it was talking about taking action and doing the right thing. And I got motivated by watching her lifting weights and thinking that, I don't want to project my self-image problems onto my child, onto my daughter who loves herself the way she is, who looks at the lens of through the lens of Jesus, through everybody. She thinks everybody's beautiful. She thinks everybody is gorgeous. She's constantly telling me that about myself. And sometimes I feel like, okay, thank you, 𝗲𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. You don't have to tell me that again. But then I realized when she was saying that, she said that a lot to me yesterday. And I said to her, oh, 𝗲𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃, you don't need to keep saying that. She goes, but you're my mom. I love you. Like, you're beautiful. I had a hard time accepting that compliment because there's something deep inside of me that I still view myself through a flawed lens. But the truth is that we were both created in the image of Christ. It doesn't matter what our outside body looks like. And I will always try to make the outside package look the best that I can, because sometimes I feel like that will help deter from the fact that I might not look the way the world thinks that we should look. But ultimately, God created us in his image, both Gracie and I. And we're both beautiful in our own way. And I would say both inside and outside. And I'm just now starting to see that. But for most of my life, I saw it through a flawed lens. I saw myself in the mirror as something I could not stand to look at. I saw every single flaw. And God has allowed me through this journey of being a special needs mom with Gracie to see it through her lens. She literally does not look in the mirror and see anything ugly. She does not see anything out of place. She doesn't see that, what the world sees. And the other thing too is when we walk out in public, so many people will compliment her and say, "Oh, she's so beautiful." And for a while, when I was first navigating this, I was like, "Are they just saying that to make us feel better? Are they just saying it? Don't they see what I see?" And I felt like they were, pitying us. And that was definitely something that God had to show me. Like, no, like God is literally showing these people Gracie through his eyes. And when I found out that I was going to have another baby at 42, I didn't know that she had Down syndrome until after she was born. But I prayed the entire time I was pregnant that if you chose to give us another baby at 42, there must be a reason for this. And I pray that she captivates the world. I pray that everybody that walks into her path will feel loved and seen and just know how much Jesus loves them. And that is exactly who she is. Even from the time that she was a baby in a baby carriage, people would stop and just be in awe of her. But yet, in my own flawed image, my own view, I kept thinking people were looking at her and saying that to try to make me feel better. And that's where we as parents can kind of get in the way, and our own pride gets in the way, because we look at it like, what are people going to think about me? Instead of just looking at the beauty that God gave us. And I understand that this is something that every special needs mom probably goes through, especially if you have a child that on the outside you can visibly see that they're different, and so sometimes you're always wondering, and sometimes people do stare. Sometimes people aren't very kind, but for the most part, people are very kind to Gracie because she's kind to them and she doesn't give them a chance not to be. She's typically go right up and hug somebody whether they want it or not. It's very hard to teach your stranger danger when she does that. But I see the smiles of people that get lit up because she took the time to say you're beautiful or hug them. And I want to be more like her. So I'm grateful that God brought her into my life. But I still recognize that there are things that I project onto her that she doesn't have. She doesn't have those flawed images like I have. And so I ask God to help me to see myself through the same kind of lens that Gracie sees herself. Help me to see myself through his eyes and love myself through his heart. The way Gracie loves the world is the way Jesus loves the world. The way Gracie loves herself and her family is the way Jesus loves us. And so I'm grateful for that experience yesterday at the gym when I looked at her thinking people are going to see a heavyweight kid or see that I might have contributed to that. I started feeling like, very convicted by that, because at least we showed up at the gym and at least she was proud of what she was doing, whether it was small or big or not. It was a step in the right direction. And I do believe that it will inspire people, and so if you're one of those people that can resonate with this and you've been down on yourself, or maybe you're struggling with your weight or something in your appearance that you just think that the world is criticizing, remember that God created you exactly the way he wants you. And you're beautiful, and you were knitted in your mother's womb long before you were ever thought in your parents' mind. So anyway, I just hope this encourages somebody that, I'm on this journey. I still make mistakes all the time. As much as I put myself out on these videos, sometimes I still really worry about whether I look okay or not, and I know that that's very superficial, and that's not even why I ever want anybody to come to this channel or not. But I just pray that, God will encourage you to love yourself and to look through his lens and not the lens of the world. And he's madly obsessed in love with you, and I love you too. So anyway, have an awesome day. Take a look at yourself in the mirror and just for a moment, just enjoy what you see. And we will see you again next time. Have an awesome day.
It's you versus you. And the next level awaits. It's on you. You must take the first step. See, faith without works is dead. So I need you to take action right now. See, action is the foundational key to all success. And when you take action today, you put yourself in a position to be blessed tomorrow. I know they not doing nothing right now, but what they do ain't got nothing to do with you. Get your butt up off the couch. Get your butt up out the kitchen. Get your butt up out to the house and go do something right now to put yourself in a position to win tomorrow. See, greatness cannot be borrowed. Personal power is the ability to take action even when you don't feel like it. Personal power is the ability to do things that they won't do today so you can wake up and live the life that you want to live tomorrow. So that's why you are in that gym putting in all those hours. That's why you're studying so hard for your tests. That's why you in there shooting all those jump shots. That's why you giving every ounce of your being, every ounce of your soul. When they won't, when they don't, that's when you do. Every change begins with a vision and a decision to take action. See, massive gratification, massive satisfaction comes when you win that internal conflict with yourself.